Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as
Imagine a world where your health routine is as delicious as it is beneficial. Meet Goli Nutrition. Our apple cider vinegar gummies blend essential vitamins with incredible taste, making them the perfect addition to your busy lifestyle. Vegan, gluten-free, and family approved. They're more than a trend. They're a movement towards a healthier you. Don't just watch others transform. Join the Goli revolution today. Order now and get 10% off using promo code Storylight. Imagine a world where your health routine is as delicious as it is beneficial. Meet Goli Nutrition. Our apple cider vinegar gummies blend essential vitamins with incredible taste, making them the perfect addition to your busy lifestyle. Vegan, gluten-free, and family approved. They're more than a trend. They're a movement towards a healthier you. Don't just watch others transform. Join the Goli revolution today. Order now and get 10% off using promo code Storylight. Imagine a world where your health routine is as delicious as it is beneficial. Meet Goli Nutrition. Our apple cider vinegar gummies blend essential vitamins with incredible taste, making them the perfect addition to your busy lifestyle. Vegan, gluten-free, and family approved. They're more than a trend. They're a movement towards a healthier you. Don't just watch others transform. Join the Goli revolution today. Order now and get 10% off using promo code Storylight. Imagine a world where your health routine...
Have you ever been through something that changed your life and you just know it could help someone else? This is your invitation to share your light. I'm Christopher Noble, host of the Storylight podcast, and we're opening our platform to you, the storytellers, the healers, the everyday souls with extraordinary truth. If you've experienced breakthrough, transformation, deep healing, or a divine awakening, we want to hear from you. Come be a guest, share your story, and light the way for someone else. Email us at thestorylightpodcast@gmail.com or visit our website to apply, because every voice matters and every story can shine. Have you ever been through something that changed your life and you just know it could help someone else? This is your invitation to share your light. I'm Christopher Noble, host of the Storylight podcast, and we're opening our platform to you, the storytellers, the healers, the everyday souls with extraordinary truth. If you've experienced breakthrough, transformation, deep healing, or a divine awakening, we want to hear from you. Come be a guest, share your story, and light the way for someone else. Email us at thestorylightpodcast@gmail.com or visit our website to apply, because every voice matters and every story can shine. Have you ever been through something that changed your life and you just know it could help someone else? This is your invitation to share your light. I'm Christopher Noble, host of the Storylight podcast, and we're opening our platform to you, the storytellers, the healers, the everyday souls with extraordinary truth. If you've experienced breakthrough, transformation, deep healing, or a divine awakening, we want to hear from you. Come be a guest, share your story, and light the way for someone else. Email us at thestorylightpodcast@gmail.com or visit our website to apply, because every voice matters and every story can shine. Have you ever been through something that changed your life?
All right, hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in. Hope everyone is doing okay. Welcome in, everybody, welcome in. Welcome to the Storylight Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Nova, and today we diving deep into one of the most talked about topics of 2025, Donald Trump's sweeping new tariff proposal against China. These aren't just political talking points, they have real consequences for business, consumers, the global economy. Buckle up. This is going to be a long form breakdown with expert analysts, case study, historical parallels, and your comments from the community if we get there. So welcome in everybody. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Welcome to the Storylight Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Noble. If you want to download, if you want to um donate to the channel, to the podcast, please. Um, you're gonna see next to my name the cash app information, okay? Yes. I'm just gonna change the background so you guys can know what it is that I'm talking about today. Alright. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. Just trying to get everything together. Oh. So yeah, let me show you what we're doing. This is Trump versus China, World War 2.0. Or is it $100 per package? We're going to be discussing that today. I'm going to put up the disclaimer one more time.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use.
Okay. Let me sure the camera is back where I need to be. Alrighty, guys. I don't know what's going on with the computer, but please excuse that. Segment 1, breaking down the new tariff. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the shift tariff, the electronic, and the minimum exemption removal. I'm going to be talking about those two topics. Okay, now I will be I'm going to show you guys the video. I'm going to show you guys the video. And then we'll come back and discuss. Just give me a second. There we go.
Council on Foreign Relations. Jonathan, I want to start with you. We just heard Steve talk about the ripple effects this is having on everybody from the guy who's running the port to the lady who runs the coffee shop. We're now hearing the president float the idea of putting new tariffs potentially on things like computer chips and pharmaceutical drugs. What is that going to mean for consumers? So we saw over the weekend a little bit of relief and some exclusions for some very high tariffs that were placed on Chinese products, especially for smartphones and a range of other electronics. I think that was done because the pain would have been quite severe if those were left on. However, though, U.S. officials have assured us that, don't worry, there are more tariffs coming. And so they've announced just yesterday that they'll be beginning a national security investigation into semiconductors as well as pharmaceuticals. So the timetable on that is a little bit uncertain, but we can expect tariffs to come in both areas. Courtney, those seem like two very different products for a couple of reasons to me, and you can tell me if I'm an idiot, which I might be. But with things like laptops and electronics and chips, folks can wait on that. They don't have to buy it if they can't afford it. But for things with pharmaceuticals, is it realistic if there's a production gap to expect Americans who need a drug that's coming from overseas to not be able to get it for a long period of time or get it at an exorbitant price?
Right. Exactly how you say. There are some things that can be deferred. There are some things that are more discretionary than other goods. Drugs, not one of them. I think this speaks to the key issue at the heart of President Trump's tariff strategy, which is just you cannot choke off global supply of something so crucial like pharmaceuticals when there is no domestic manufacturing supplier to kind of replace what you're cutting off, because that is in fact what tariffs do. He is seeking to use tariffs as a stick of sorts to convince manufacturers to produce more here in the US. But those two things can't happen at the same time. It takes so much time to build a facility and get workers and power it up. So there is going to be this gap. And I think it's a little worrisome to think about how that might affect the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah. Jonathan, I also want to ask you, because it is tax day, President Trump is now saying money from tariffs could potentially replace income taxes. I want you to listen to the sound we've got.
There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace, in the old days, about 1870 to 1913, the tariffs were the only form of money. And that's when our nation was relatively the richest. We were the richest.
Can you fact check that for us? Is the president right? Could we see so much revenue from tariffs that income tax could be a thing of the past? So one of the things that often gets left out when these numbers are tossed around is that as the tariffs rise, the amount of trade declines. And so this is not a one-for-one where we're going to just, it's a little bit different than the IRS. They're potentially looking at that formula based on the current level of U.S. trade, which the whole goal of this is to lessen that. That's right. And I'm not holding my breath for this to be a real boon for government spending. And I'm also, frankly, not hoping to go back to 1870, when the U.S. was primarily, an agrarian country, and most homes didn't have electricity. Yeah. Courtney, I have more stupid questions for you. One of the things that I've been wondering and should probably know the answer to, but don't, is when these tariffs are collected, where does that money go? What agency actually gets it? Who's holding it? How soon do you think we're going to see tariffs start to come in? Is it immediately? Are they already coming in? And how soon does it take to kind of ramp up to make sure all goods, like if it's on the water today, is it getting hit with that tariff? If it was on the water last week, can you kind of walk us through where the money goes?
I think this is the biggest untold story of what's happening with tariffs right now. A story that I'm working on, by the way. So thank you.
Well, give us a little preview. Yeah.
An opportunity to plug it. Customs and Border Protection is known for its role with immigration. But there's also a huge part of that agency that collects tariffs. And guess what? How quickly this trade policy is moving. There are workers at CBP trying to put the infrastructure in place to collect these tariffs. You might remember, it seems like years ago, but it was actually just a few months ago, the Trump administration announced an intention to collect tariffs on goods worth $800 or less. So whatever you're bringing in from Temu or Shein, those goods were going to get tariffs. And then they had to come back and say, just kidding, can't do that yet. We don't exactly have the infrastructure in place to collect the revenue. It seems like they're going to try again to kind of strike what's called the de minimis exemption and put those tariffs in place. But it's taken so much time for CBP to build the capacity to collect those tariffs. So there's kind of like this shadow system of trying to get the money that President Trump says is going to fill government coffers. We don't necessarily have all the things in place to do that yet.
And CBP's got a lot on its plate right now.
Exactly.
Jonathan, I also want to ask you, China's president is on a bit of a charm offensive across Southeast Asia. He urged Vietnam to, quote, oppose unilateral bullying and uphold free trade. The last two administrations, both Democrat and Republican, have been trying to forge closer ties, both militarily and economically, with Vietnam. Do you think Xi is seeing an opportunity here across Asia to maybe bring these folks who had been looking more towards the West back into China's fold?
Definitely. And so Chinese leader Xi Jinping has been not sitting at home waiting for President Trump to call him. He is out there, as you said, on a charm offensive in Vietnam, in Malaysia, and in Cambodia this week. And so they're talking about, opposing bullying and upholding the multilateral trade system. But they're doing more than talking too. They've signed agreements to deepen cooperation on supply chains. They're pursuing a joint railroad project with Vietnam. And then they're going to look at deepening an agreement that they have with about 10 Southeast Asian countries. And so U.S. tariffs here are effectively rolling out the
Let me refresh the screen. So I hope you guys, if I'm lagging, please excuse the lagging. I will upload the video, the video as well, along with the lag. So chip share. We're going to be discussing about chip share, breaking down the new shares, okay? Breaking down the shares. So the ship share, there's a ship share, and there's the electronic and the de minimis exemption renewal. Okay. Fees for Chinese built or owned chips docking in the U.S. port. There's a planned removal of exemption for smartphones, laptops, and semiconductors. The de minimis exemption removal impacts on fast fashion giants like Shein and Temu. What sectors are the most affected? Like I told you, I included the video for the economic and the economic. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to segment 2. Historical context, recap of the Trump 2018-2019 trade war, comparison with past tariffs under one other administration like Reagan, Bush, Obama. Had shared policy ever actually helped the American worker long term? Analysis of the manufacturing job trend before and after the tariff. Right now, China came back with a counter move. Okay, China decided put the tariffs on U.S. energy import because China does own energy import. Investigating a U.S. tech company like Google. Political implication in China is Xi Jinping feeling the heat or using it as leverage? Or is it Chinese state media framing the U.S. tariffs? Real-world impact on consumers. How will these tariffs affect the everyday American? Electronics, fast fashion, online shopping, retailer reaction. What are the brands doing to prepare? Comments from small businesses owners importing from China. Okay? The political strategy. If this is about economics or lessons opted, is this about Trump's strategy to win back manufacturing states, PA, WI, like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan? Is it interview with a political analyst? Could this be backfiring? What do the voters think? Now, expert roundtable, they've been debating on the tariffs can still work in a globalized economy, unexpected insights, one expert defines it. So hopefully one day I will be able to have them on. The global ripple effect. How will other countries react? Is it possible impact on global supply chains? Could this shift the business away from China? There's a rise in interest in made in India, Vietnam, Mexico. These tariff proposals aren't just about economics. They're about identity. They're about politics and power. Whether you see them as a bold leadership or reckless policies, one thing is clear. The spirit sparking global debate. Thank you for staying with us for this extended deep dive. Like, share, and drop a comment. Until next time, keep your mind lit.
Imagine a world where your health routine is as delicious as it is beneficial. Meet Goli Nutrition. Our apple cider vinegar gummies blend essential vitamins with incredible taste, making them the perfect addition to your busy lifestyle. Vegan, gluten-free, and family approved. They're more than a trend. They're a movement towards a healthier you. Don't just watch others transform. Join the Goli revolution today. Order now and get 10% off using promo code Storylight. Imagine a world where your health routine is as delicious